People who read through the terms and conditions, did you ever find anything to stop you from accepting? 1. I should have read through the full T&C for JustFab, an online shoe company. Buried in it, it says you will be charged every month, whether or not you order any shoes, unless you go online and opt out for that month between the 1st and the 5th. This is not clear at all anywhere else on the site. I see it kind of stated here, which I would have read at the time. I read everything but the T and M before I signed, IRC, but either it didn't exist before or it didn't make as much sense as it does now. I was pissed. 2. I was looking for ways to make some extra money from home, and I found some highly recommended sites here on Reddit. All I had to do was watch ads, then fill out a survey. It really didn't sound that bad, and I like to consider myself a fairly intelligent person. I was like, this is just too good to be true. Sure enough, in the terms and conditions was all sorts of spyware you had to install, where they openly admit they give third-party remote access to your computer and its contents, and worse. They also say by agreeing they void all liability. Not to mention, of course, they share your personal information, name, mailing address with whoever wants it, and your telephone number. So you might be able to do this and get paid for it, but I don't think it would be worth the few dollars per hour they were offering to basically give myself to some kind of evil capitalist NSA. Not 3. I was signing the paperwork for my first mortgage. So glad that I did read every word, because in the paperwork they had the wrong interest rate and they had signed me up for a closed fixed rate plan when I wanted an open variable rate. They tried to pressure me into signing it, saying that they would change it later and send me updated paperwork. Oh no, not a chance was I signing that. I made them draw up new paperwork while their lawyer and mine, luckily mine was a flat fee not hourly, were waiting. 4. Somewhat related, a land developer was interested in building a residential tower across the street from our house and was in the process of acquiring the necessary land and making zoning changes to allow it. They brought all of the people who lived on my block into a meeting to talk about it and show us their design, which still hadn't been released to the media. The meeting went fairly well, and everyone seemed to be okay with the design. Just as we're wrapping up, she pulls out a stack of NDA forms and tells us we have to sign them. Myself and my next-door neighbor laughed in her face. You can't show someone the confidential information and then tell them they have to agree not to share it. Well, I guess you can, but the other party has no motivation or requirement to agree to it. 5. I decided to play Diablo Ill after a few months' absence. When it notified me the terms and conditions changed, I decided I should read through them. It basically said, Blizzard has the right to scan your computer for any software installed or running, even if it doesn't pertain to Diablo Ill in any way. Yeah, I'm not consenting to that. 6. A local fracking company offered me some money and a royalty of. I signed off on letting them frack under my neighborhood from a drilling site a couple miles away. The lease terms they proposed basically said it's not their fault if my house falls into a giant sinkhole of their creation, nor if any of a dozen other problems arise. I tore it up. A year later, they sent me another one, offering twice as much upfront pay and a few % more. Still no. They'll probably do it anyway, as the neighbors will likely sign up, but this way I haven't waived their liability.